Online Mooring provides a way to generate emails, text messages, or letters to one or more of the applicants in your database. To do that, you go to the communication page, and how you get to that page will determine who you are sending the messages to. For example, if you were to do a search, let's say for everyone in your database with a certain last name, you get a list of all of those people on the search results page. And at the bottom of that search results page, you'll see a communicate link. If you click this communicate link, it'll bring you to the communication page and will allow you to generate messages to everybody that's in this list. If, on the other hand, you just wanted to send a message to one person, you could click on that person's application in some way, get to it, and when you get to the application page, when you scroll down to the applicant section, you'll see a link in the applicant section that has their email address, if it's on file. If you click on this link, even if the email address says none, it will take you to the communication page and will let you generate a message to this one applicant. The other way that you can get to the communication page is by going to the configuration menu if you're an administrator and clicking on communications link there. In that case, this lets you go to that page without sending out any messages and let you do some administration to define templates and that sort of thing. At any rate, let's go in and see what things look like when we click on this email address. This will take us to the communication page. You can see that at the top of the page it gives you a message saying that because you got to this page through a single application, communications from this page will go to that one applicant. Underneath that message is a editor. Now it looks a lot like Microsoft Word, if you're familiar with that. You'll see a lot of formatting options here, but I thought I'd go through the various options. First of all, you could just type a message saying, um, it is time to renew your permit. So that could be a message that you want to send out. If you wanted to send that out by email, there's a button here on the top of the top row of the toolbar. It says send email when you move your mouse over it. And when you click that button, it comes up with a little form. You can control who this email is coming from. Normally we have this come from the email that you configured for the provider. But alternatively, you can say that you want it to come from your own email address. It's the email address we have on file for your account that you logged in as. You can, if you want, carbon copy other email addresses or blind carbon copy. I will caution you that, let's say you have 100 people that you're sending a message out to. Online Mooring generates 100 separate emails, and whoever you copy or blind copy will receive copies of every single one of those messages. So it might be overwhelming for them. So use that with caution. And you can also type in a subject line for your message. And then when you're done, you hit the send email button. If you have multiple people that you're sending this to, it's possible that you might not have an email address on file for everybody. If that's the case, then Online Mooring will send this message to everyone that has an email address on file and will not send an email to the ones where it's blank. Another possibility would be to send a text message. There are some limitations on that as well. You can only send a text message if you have the applicant's cell number recorded in the database. You also need to have the applicant's carrier listed in the database. So there's a drop-down list. And also your message has to be 160 characters or shorter in order for that to work. The third option is to send this as a letter. When you click this button, it gives you a little option where you can say, I want to send it to everyone that's in my list, or I only want to send it to the people who don't have email addresses on file. This will be useful if you wanted to send communication electronically to everyone who had email and send it by paper for everyone who didn't have email. And the third option is to only send it to the people who have email addresses, which I think is fairly uncommon for people to use. Once you pick who you want to send it to out of the list of people that were selected on your way into this page, you hit the merge button and it creates a document that you can then print out, and it'll print out one page per person. Now, in the example I just gave, I just typed in a message in an ad hoc manner. What's more likely is that you'll want to send the same message to people year in, year out with minor modifications. And as a result, you can define templates that you can use over and over. If you go to this tool here, the Templates tool, you'll see a listing of all of the templates that are fine for your harbor. When you get online mooring initially, we've set up some standard templates for you that you can create your own. And if we go in and take a look at a permit renewal notice, for example, in just a second, this window will go away. You can see that you can define a message that not only has text, but also is formatted, has colors, has graphics, has hyperlinks. And I'm going to show you how you can do that now. The first thing I want to show you is that here in the content of the message, you'll notice that there are some unusual looking things here. What you're seeing are what we call mail merge tags. You can put any information from the database into your message to your applicant. And in that way you can customize the communications that go out to them. The easiest way to do that is to go to this tool here that inserts a database field. Let's say you wanted to, I'll delete this for a second. Well, let's say you wanted to have the owner name show up there. You click this button, it comes up with a little list of all of the different fields that are in the database. And in this case, you're looking for one of the applicant fields, and you want the applicant name. As soon as you click that, a mail merge tag was inserted into your document, and you can keep picking as many as you want, and as you keep selecting other fields, it keeps putting the tags into your document. If you wanted to see what the actual message would look like after the mail merge tags get replaced, I would suggest that you try our preview tool. If you click the preview tool, it takes the first 5 people that are in your list, or less if you only have one person, and underneath your editor, it will show you the actual message that will go out. And you'll notice that in this case, in the to section, the tags have been replaced with an actual name, address, and reference number. Now, to do some more advanced things, for example, you can see how in some cases you can have different font colors here. If you want to change the color of a piece of text, you can come here to the text color tool, and when you click on that, it gives you a list of all the different colors you can use. And if you wanted it to be, let's say, orange, you can do that, and now it's orange. If you wanted to do a hyperlink, what you'll see is that you could just type a link, for example, http myonline.com demo, and just by doing that, it creates the hyperlink. If, however, you wanted to change the way the link appeared to the user, you can go in here and say, this is the text that I want to have on the hyperlink. And then you can go to the hyperlink tool, which is right here, insert edit link, and then you can type in your URL. If you wanted, you could have a link that generated an email, less likely, but you can say name an email address, and that will create a link right in the text of your document. Now, these links are only going to be useful to people who receive these messages by email. And you'll see here in this link that I already had, if I right-click, the menu comes up, then I can get rid of the hyperlink if I want. I can edit the hyperlink and see what's going on there. You'll also notice that I can put mail merge tags in my link, which will, in this case, allow me to create a link that allows the applicant to go directly to their renewal form. Another thing I wanted to show was creating a graphic. To do this, you need to do one of two things. You either need to have the graphic available somewhere on the web, and you need to find out what the address of that graphic is. If you have that, then you could, let's create a new graphic. This Insert Edit Image tool allows you to pick the graphic that you want to have appear. What you can do is, you know that the URL, you get the idea. But if you want, you can also take a look at what graphics have been already uploaded to your server, or to our server. Here's a graphic that's already there. And then just by hitting OK, that graphic appears in your document. Other useful tools here are, once you've finished editing your template and you want to save it, you can click the Save as Template option. If you've never saved this before, the name of the template will be blank. You can also delete a template if you no longer need it. There is a spell checker, standard cut paste tools, undo option, find text, formatting, superscript and subscript. You can change the background color and the foreground color. You can do lists and bullets, and you can control the alignment. You can also control the font size, or the font name and the font size using these options. And that's pretty much it.